Welcome back to the sessions. In today's session, I wanted to show you how we can use AWS Elastic Beanstalk service to deploy our Spring Boot application. Okay, so in the first video, in the second video, I think I already told you how to deploy Spring Boot application using EC2 instance and as well as S3 bucket. So, but we have already seen that we have seen, like, there might be, like, little complex to work with this creating the EC2 instance, bucket creation, putty server, key pair value files. All this is, like, little bit tricky. So that's why if you are using Elastic Beanstalk service, we no need to create the EC2 service manually. We no need to create the S3 bucket also. Simply Elastic Beanstalk service itself can create this EC2 instance and S3 bucket, everything automatically done. So to work with this, I wanted to, like, what show you first of all a Spring Boot we'll be ready with the Spring Boot application first. Okay, we'll be ready with Spring Boot application. So for this, what I have to do is, let me open the Eclipse. I think you already aware of how to create the Spring Boot application. For this, I don't want to take much time. So, but already the existing project is there. I wanted to show you. You also follow the same steps to create the Spring Boot application, or else you can you can utilize the existing one of your any Spring Boot application. So just wait. Okay, once it gets opened, yes, here if you observe, AWS Beanstalk demo is there. Let me close all these things. AWS Beanstalk demo. This is the Spring Boot project, and here if I open the pom.xml file, here I mentioned var file. So see here, packaging as you can mention var or jar, but I'll tell you, if you are mentioning var, what we have to do. If you are mentioning packaging as jar, what we have to do while we are creating the beanstalk, that I'll tell you. But here, as of now, in this beanstalk, I mean, whenever while you are creating the application, any Spring Boot application, I mean, like this, here we have to, like, what, choose either packaging as jar or var. So that is what I am telling. Okay. So if you are observing the Spring Boot version 2.7.12 Spring Web I added, and under SRC main Java, this is the main package, and inside this I defined the controller class. It's a basic stuff, REST controller annotated and one method. Okay, and here it is, the status is the URL pattern, and I'm just returning the SOP, I mean a string. So if I run this, yeah, it will run. For that, there is no doubt. Okay. So now, before I'm running, but what we require, we require that var file. How that var file is required? How that var file, already var file is generated. For you guys, I wanted to, like, what show you. I wanted to, like, what, regenerate that var file. To do this, what we have to do is right click here, run as maven build with 3 dots, give the lifecycle goal as clean, and then install. So skip the text as the checkbox, click on the apply, click on the run. That's it. So once it is done, so the var file, it will be deleted the first under the target folder, and then again regenerated, all these things. Okay, so wait, beanstalk demo.var. Let me open the console, build got success, and here if I am refreshing this project, refresh, yeah, beanstalk demo.var file is going to be created itself. This var file I am going to upload while I am creating the AWS Beanstalk service itself. For this, first let me come back to here. Now let me come back to here in the Elastic Beanstalk. Under services, click on the Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, click on the Elastic Beanstalk. Applications, one application already there. This was my previous application. Now I wanted to show you a new application, one more application. So just create the application. Application name is Spring Boot underscore Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk demo. Simply I am just giving you like this. Okay, so after that, create. So one more application you created. So for this application, you have to like what provide all these things. You have to like what provide all these things. Create a new environment. Okay, create new environment. Click on that. So application name is Spring Boot Beanstalk demo. Web server environment, worker environment. Keep web server environment only. And here domain name, anything you can give. As I mentioned here, the same thing I wanted to like what give as the domain name also. So just give it and then check the availability. Value demo failed to satisfy constraint. Member must contain only letters. Acha. So if that is the case, Spring Boot Beanstalk demo, check availability. Yes, it was there. So now, once I gave the domain name platform, I already chosen the var file. So that is the reason platform I am choosing Tomcat. So Tomcat 8.5 with the platform branch is core 811 running on 64-bit Amazon Linux 2. Platform is 4.3.8 version, and as I said, we have to like what upload the code itself. So upload your code version, anything you can give. Okay, local file, choose the file, and here under this wherever your project is available, here that var file is there, you just upload it. Once you upload it, click on the next. Click on the next. So here you observe. Okay, so here you observe, use an existing service role or create and use new service role. Okay, so this is automatically AWS Elastic Beanstalk service role is going to be populated, but here you may not see this EC2 instance profile role. For this, if you are not able to see this drop down, you have to like what create a IAM under IAM you have to like what create the what we call role itself. So that I'll tell you in my I'll guide you for this. But as of now, as I created the IAM instance profile role for the EC2, that is the reason it was showing like this, so that I can select like this. So you know what happened if you are not choosing this, if you are not creating the role IAM instance role for the EC2 instance, the Beanstalk service cannot create this EC2 instance, okay, along with the S3 bucket. So that is the reason I am just creating the IAM instance role for the EC2, so then only it will be automatically gets populated. So okay, so click on the next. If anybody is having any issue with respect to how we can create the IAM instance profile of instance role for the EC2 instance, that I will tell you little later. Okay, it's not a big challenge for us. So click on the next. Okay, click on the next. So don't change anything. Database I am not using right now. So just click on the next. Don't check anything. You just click on the next. Here you see these are all the steps. Total six steps are there. We are in fourth step. In the fourth step also we no need to touch anything. Okay, so click on the next. All these are the default things, default configuration settings, which is going to be taken care by the AWS Beanstalk service. So and here configure updates, what we have to do is at last environment properties are there. Environment properties are there. Here we have to like what add one environment property, that is server underscore port. Server underscore port is 5000. By default, while you are working with the Amazon AWS Beanstalk service, we have to like what it is running on the 5000 port number. Otherwise, we are getting the issue itself. So that is the reason I am adding server underscore port value as what 5000. So this is required. So click on the next. Click on the next. By default port number of Beanstalk service is 5000. So that is what I have configured there. And after this, all these things are very much common. So at last, it was showing you, all this is review. So you have to like what click on the submit button. So definitely it takes some time to the launch EC2, create the S3 bucket and all these things. It will take some time, but definitely it will work. So I'll show you. I'll show you. Just a wait. See here, Elastic Beanstalk is launching your environment. This will take a few minutes, right? And here you can find out these events. So what are all this is going to be happening? Create environment is starting using Elastic Beanstalk US East as Amazon S3 storage. As I said, right? Beanstalk service itself can create S3 bucket and as well as what EC2 instance. So created security group named something. Okay, first environment is started. After that, Amazon S3 storage bucket is going to be created. Later, security group. Okay, after that, environment health has transition to pending. Okay, initialization in progress. It just takes some time. There are few steps are there internally. It was happening. So once all those steps completed, we are able to like what access the Spring Boot application response also by application generated URL endpoint. The only challenge is here in the second step, you may not find out that particular IAM instance role. So for that you can easily create the IAM instance role. So then it will be populated. See here the latest step is waiting for EC2 instances to launch. So that means okay, S3 bucket got created by Beanstalk and EC2 instances also will be created by okay Elastic Beanstalk itself. So that is the beauty of this Beanstalk. And moreover, since we are uploading, we are choosing the platform as the Tomcat and the Tomcat 8.5 server. It will take the help of this particular web application got launched, executed on top of the web server itself, and along with that, it is just adding the Beanstalk load balancer also. Okay, so meaning that based on the request, it will be redirected to a corresponding Tomcat server's endpoint URLs itself. See here, instance deployment completed successfully, waiting for EC2 instances to launch. Everything, step by steps. We are not getting any errors anywhere. Okay, so all these are the internal steps taken care by Beanstalk service, Elastic Beanstalk services of AWS. Few more steps are pending. Once it is done, I can show you the application response, Spring Boot application response, whether it is really deployed with the generated URL. We are able to get the response itself. Okay, please wait a few minutes. Successfully launched environment Spring Boot Beanstalk demo -env environment also, and added instances also to this environment. So whenever the environment whatever we have created, that is added to the EC2 instance, happily we are able to see here environment successfully launched itself. That's it. So see here, I gave the domain, right? Okay, I gave the domain. So here, so health is still pending, but still we can utilize this. See here, domain. When I what is this? When I clicked on this Spring Boot Beanstalk demo and followed by .elasticbeanstalk.com, if I clicked on this, okay, we are getting the white label error message. So why we are getting the white label error message? Because status also 404. So if you are observing the controller class, here it is a status. So we have to like what give the after this we have to like what give the status itself as the correct requested URL pattern. Once we gave, I hope we are getting, see here, deploy the app into AWS using Beanstalk. Observe this, we didn't create the EC2 instance, we didn't create the S3 bucket manually, everything we are, after all we are just configuring Elastic Beanstalk, only will be taking care all these things. So this is how exactly we can work. So as I said, Beanstalk is creating the EC2 instance and then S3 bucket. Whether those are really getting created or not, I wanted to show you. Let me come to like what EC2 instance. So instances are running. For my previous application, one instance is running, and for this is one more running. See here, Beanstalk env. So this is my application. See here, Spring Boot, okay, Beanstalk demo -env. For this is running. I mean to say your Beanstalk service, Elastic Beanstalk service is creating the EC2 instance. And one more thing is, I will show you S3 bucket also. I wanted to show you whether it is really getting, yeah, here so many buckets are there, but right now Elastic Beanstalk US, is it a something, I mean, yeah, this one is going to be generated. So this is so like this all the buckets, S3 buckets are also generated by your Beanstalk service itself. So this is how exactly we can work with Elastic Beanstalk service to deploy the Spring Boot application. So as I said, while we are creating, I mean, if you really want to like what create the role for the EC2 instance, under search we have to like what type IAM. So just go to like what IAM, and from here when you go to like what IAM, here just try to like what click on the role. Okay, roles. So just create the role. Okay, here select the trusted entity. First one we have to select. See here AWS service. Hello, AWS services like EC2, Lambda or others to perform actions in this account. So click on the next. Okay, please select EC2 only. Okay, click on the next, and here we have to like what choose the policy name. So what policy we have to like what add? S3. I think did I use this S3 already? Yeah, when you press enter, you are getting this Amazon S3 full access. Just let me click on the next. Okay, role name anything you can give, and whatever the role name you are giving, that is going to be populated there. Okay, so and after that click on the create role. That's it. So once you do this, automatically while we are creating the AWS Elastic Beanstalk service, that is going to be populated there itself. So that is what we need to understand. This is only the challenge I have faced while I was trying to explore to work with this Elastic Beanstalk service. Whoever watching, they may feel like they may feel like little yeah, it is very easy, but really when you start to do the hands-on, then you will understand the pain. So definitely see day to day this AWS, especially to work with this AWS, the console is going to be updated. Not happened right now. I am showing you like this. In couple of months or 3 months, the console is going to be changed. So if the console got changed, we might get definitely some kind of queries, some kind of issues. So that is why we have to practice thoroughly. So then how much R&D you can perform, that much knowledge you will definitely get itself. And moreover, one suggestion: whenever your work is done, whatever the services are running, okay, whatever the instances are running, you please try to like what stop this. Otherwise you may chargeable, it may chargeable. Stop the instance. Okay, when your experiment is completed, please try to like what stop the services, all the services, whether it might be S3 bucket or data, so whatever instances which are running, you try to like what stop those services. So that is all about to work with Elastic Beanstalk service. Okay, so please try to practice. Okay, like my video, share the video, subscribe the channel. So please try to share this video to the needy people. Okay, thank you. We'll meet you in the next session.